The journey of life is not one of frantic grasping, but of quiet confidence. You may often find yourself yearning for things that seem just out of reach: a dream, a relationship, a goal. Yet, in your eagerness, you might forget that everything has its appointed time. That which you seek is already on its way to you, in ways you cannot yet understand, at a time you cannot yet predict. Trusting the timing of your desires is a principle that allows you to flow with the rhythm of life rather than struggle against it. Often, when we desire something, the immediate response is to feel an urgency, a pressure to make it happen as quickly as possible. We might believe that unless it manifests immediately, it never will. But in reality, every desire we hold has its own appointed time to come into being, and this timing is often beyond our conscious understanding. The art of manifesting isn't just about wanting or visualizing what you desire, but about trusting that it will come at exactly the right moment. When you begin to trust the timing of your desires, you align yourself with a larger, unseen force, the natural rhythm of the universe. This force operates in a way that is infinitely more intelligent and all-encompassing than our own limited perspective. It understands the intricate patterns of life that we often cannot grasp. In many cases, what we perceive as a delay or a setback is simply the universe orchestrating circumstances in our favor, aligning things in such a way that the outcome will be even more beneficial than we initially imagined. However, when we resist this process and attempt to rush things, we disrupt the natural flow, and paradoxically, may end up prolonging the journey. One of the reasons it's difficult for many people to trust the timing of their desires is the conditioning of instant gratification. We live in a world that celebrates immediate results, and patience is often seen as a weakness or failure to act. But true power lies in knowing when to wait. It's about understanding that the gap between where you are and where you want to be is not empty, it's filled with growth, preparation, and unseen progress. Trusting the timing allows you to appreciate this period of waiting because it serves a purpose. It is during this time that the necessary foundations are laid, both within you and in the external world, so that when your desire manifests, it is sustainable and fully aligned with your highest good. It's also important to recognize that sometimes the delay we experience is not a delay at all, but a gift of time given to us to become the person capable of handling what we desire. Often we are not yet vibrationally or mentally aligned with our goal when we first set our sights on it. This doesn't mean we are unworthy or undeserving, but rather that we are still in the process of becoming the version of ourselves who can fully receive and appreciate the manifestation. If everything you ever wanted arrived the moment you thought of it, there wouldn't be time to develop the wisdom, patience, and necessary to manage it. Growth is a key part of the process. Trusting the timing is acknowledging that you are becoming the person who can not only attract but maintain and thrive with what you desire. Another aspect of trusting the timing of your desires involves releasing the need to micromanage how they come into being. Our human minds often try to control every detail, from the exact time we want something to happen to the specific way it should unfold. But in doing so, we limit the infinite possibilities available to us. When we insist on a particular outcome happening in a specific way, we block the universe from delivering something even better. Trusting the timing requires that we surrender our preconceived notions of how and when things should appear. This doesn't mean we stop visualizing or acting toward our goals, but it does mean we release the obsessive attachment to a fixed outcome. To truly trust the timing of your desires, you must cultivate a sense of peace in the present moment. Impatience and frustration often arise when we focus too much on the future, believing that our happiness depends on something that is yet to come. This mindset traps us in a cycle of lack, where the very act of desiring reinforces the belief that we do not already have what we want. Instead, when you learn to embrace the present and trust that what is meant for you is already on its way, you step into a state of alignment. This alignment isn't just about waiting, it's about actively living in the feeling of fulfillment before the physical manifestation arrives. You can begin to trust the timing by practicing gratitude for where you are right now, knowing that this moment is just as important as the future moment you're longing for. Each step on the journey is significant. Every experience you're going through right now is contributing to the unfolding of your desires. Even the challenges, the delays, and the moments of uncertainty are shaping you, refining you, and preparing you for what's to come. It's in trusting the timing that you allow yourself to experience life with a sense of ease and flow, knowing that nothing is ever truly late or missing. In this state of trust, you free yourself from the pressure of needing things to happen immediately. You understand that the universe is always working behind the scenes, arranging the perfect set of circumstances to bring your desires into reality in the most harmonious way possible. This doesn't mean that you become passive or complacent, but rather that you engage with life from a place of calm assurance. You continue to take inspired action, but you do so without the desperation of needing immediate results. The more you trust the timing of your desires, the more you allow space for miracles and unexpected blessings to enter your life. When you trust, you create an environment where your desires can manifest naturally, without force or struggle. You open yourself up to the idea that perhaps what you want is already on its way, and all you have to do is be patient enough to receive it. Aligning with your inner knowing is one of the most powerful ways to bring your desires into manifestation. It involves tuning into the deeper part of yourself, the part that already knows the truth of who you are and what you are capable of achieving. This inner knowing is not influenced by the external world or the opinions of others. It is a quiet, steady voice that resides within you, always guiding you toward your highest good. However, many people struggle to hear or trust this inner wisdom because they are too focused on the noise of the outside world. To align with your inner knowing, the first step is to cultivate stillness. The world is full of distractions, social media, news, other people's expectations, all of which can pull you away from your center. When you constantly seek validation or approval from others, you disconnect from your own internal guidance. But when you take time to quiet your mind and go within, you'll begin to hear the subtle whispers of your soul. This is why practices like meditation, journaling, or simply spending time in nature are so powerful. They help you detach from the external world and reconnect with your inner source of truth. As you become more familiar with this inner voice, you will notice that it speaks with clarity and conviction. It doesn't waver or doubt, because it is connected to something far greater than the logical mind. This inner knowing comes from a place of certainty, and when you align with it, you align with the flow of life itself. You may find that answers to your questions come effortlessly, not through overthinking or analysis, but through intuition and insight. This is because your inner knowing operates on a level beyond the intellect. It taps into the infinite intelligence of the universe, where all possibilities exist. When you are aligned with your inner knowing, you experience a sense of calm and assurance. Even when things appear uncertain or challenging in the outer world, there is a deep part of you that knows everything is unfolding perfectly. This doesn't mean that you ignore reality or avoid taking action, but rather that your actions come from a place of trust and alignment. Instead of reacting impulsively to situations, you respond with wisdom and confidence because you are in tune with your higher self. One of the greatest challenges people face is learning to trust their inner knowing, especially when it goes against what society or others might expect. There may be times when your inner guidance leads you in a direction that seems illogical or unconventional. In these moments, it can be tempting to doubt yourself or seek reassurance from others. However, aligning with your inner knowing requires that you stand firm in your truth, even if it doesn't make sense to those around you. This is because your inner knowing sees the bigger picture, while the mind is often limited by fear, doubt, and the need for external validation. The more you practice trusting your inner knowing, the stronger it becomes. Each time you act on that inner guidance, you reinforce your connection to it. You begin to realize that the more you listen, the more life flows effortlessly. Opportunities appear, people show up at the right moment, and solutions to problems become clear. This is not a coincidence, but a result of being in alignment with your true self. When you are aligned, you no longer have to force or struggle to make things happen. The right path naturally unfolds before you, and you are guided step by step toward your desires. Aligning with your inner knowing also means recognizing when something doesn't feel right. Sometimes the mind can convince you to pursue a goal or take a certain action because it seems logical or practical. But if deep down you feel a sense of discomfort or unease, That is your inner knowing trying to get your attention. It is telling you that something is off, even if you can't explain it logically. In these moments, it's important to listen to that feeling and trust that your inner guidance is leading you in the right direction, even if it means changing course or letting go of something you once thought was important. One of the key ways to strengthen your alignment with your inner knowing is to let go of the need for control. The mind often wants to plan, predict, and control every aspect of life, but this can lead to frustration and resistance when things don't go as expected. Your inner knowing, on the other hand, operates from a place of flow and surrender. It doesn't need to control, because it trusts that everything is unfolding as it should. When you release the need to control outcomes, you allow your inner knowing to guide you more easily. You become more open to the unexpected, and often what shows up is far better than anything you could have planned or predicted. It's also important to understand that aligning with your inner knowing is not a one-time event, but an ongoing process. Life is constantly changing, and so are you. As you grow and evolve, your inner guidance will continue to lead you toward new experiences and opportunities that are in alignment with your highest good. There may be times when you feel disconnected from your inner knowing, but this is simply a sign that you need to reconnect and realign. This is why it's crucial to make time for regular self-reflection, quiet contemplation, and inner work. The more you nurture your connection to your inner knowing, the more aligned your life will become. When you align with your inner knowing, you begin to live a life that feels authentic and true to who you really are. You stop chasing after things that don't resonate with your soul, and instead you attract experiences that are in harmony with your deepest desires. You trust the journey, knowing that each step is guided by a force that is greater than you. This alignment brings with it a sense of peace, joy, and fulfillment, because you are no longer living according to the expectations of the outer world, but according to the truth of your own inner being. Patience is the key to unlocking the deeper layers of manifestation, personal growth, and fulfillment. In a world that moves at a fast pace and often celebrates instant results, the concept of patience is sometimes viewed as outdated or unnecessary. Yet it is one of the most powerful forces you can cultivate in your life, especially when you are on the path to manifesting your desires. Patience is not about passive waiting or doing nothing. It is about developing a sense of trust and timing that allows everything to unfold naturally. It is about understanding that everything has its season and that true growth and manifestation occur in their own time. When you are patient, you give your desires room to breathe and evolve. Just as a seed planted in the ground takes time to grow into a tree, your goals and dreams also require time to take root and flourish. Patience is about recognizing that every step of the process is important, even when it seems like nothing is happening. Often, in the moments of stillness, there is more growth occurring than we can perceive. It is in these quiet times of waiting that the foundations are being laid for something much greater than we might have initially envisioned. The challenge many people face with patience is the desire for immediate results. In the age of instant gratification, it's easy to feel frustrated when things don't happen as quickly as we want them to. But true mastery of manifestation and personal growth lies in the ability to wait, knowing that the time spent waiting is not wasted time. It's during these periods that you are being prepared mentally, emotionally, and spiritually to receive what you have asked for. The universe operates on a timeline that is often different from our own, but it is always perfect. Trusting this process is where patience becomes essential. Patience is not just about waiting for things to come into your life, it's also about the attitude and mindset you maintain during the waiting period. When you are patient, you are cultivating an inner calm that allows you to remain centered and focused, even when things seem uncertain or delayed. Impatience, on the other hand, creates anxiety, stress, and doubt, which can block the very thing you are trying to attract. Impatience stems from the fear that what you want will not come to you, or that if it does, it will be too late. But patience operates from a place of faith. It is the deep knowing that everything you desire is already on its way, and that the timing will be perfect when it arrives. One of the reasons patience is so powerful is that it shifts your focus from the outcome to the process. When you become fixated on the end result, you miss out on the journey, the lessons, the growth, and the experiences that are shaping you into the person who can fully receive and appreciate what you desire. Patience allows you to be present in each moment, to fully engage with life as it is unfolding. It teaches you to find value in the process itself, rather than just in the final achievement. This shift in focus creates a sense of peace and fulfillment, even before your desires have manifested. Patience also creates space for deeper alignment. Often we think we are ready for something when we first desire it, but in reality, we may still need to grow or change in certain ways before we can truly receive it. Patience gives you the time to align your thoughts, emotions, and energy with what you are trying to attract. It ensures that when your desire does arrive, you are in the right state of mind and being to fully embrace it. Without patience, you may rush into situations or opportunities before you are truly ready, which can lead to frustration, disappointment, or even the loss of the very thing you wanted. Another key aspect of patience is the understanding that delays and obstacles are not necessarily setbacks. They are often signs that more preparation is needed, or that something even better is on its way. Patience allows you to see the bigger picture and trust that every detour or delay is part of a larger plan. It helps you stay open to the unexpected and remain flexible, rather than rigidly clinging to one particular outcome or timeline. When you are patient, you develop resilience, the ability to keep moving forward even when things don't go exactly as planned. This resilience is crucial for long-term success and fulfillment. Patience also deepens your relationship with yourself. In moments of waiting, you have the opportunity to reflect, grow, and connect with your inner self on a deeper level. You learn to trust your own inner guidance and intuition, rather than seeking constant reassurance from the outside world. This inner trust is what sustains you during times of uncertainty, allowing you to move through life with a sense of confidence and inner peace, even when external circumstances are not yet reflecting your desires. Another powerful aspect of patience is that it teaches you to let go of control. Often impatience is a form of trying to control the outcome or the timing of your desires. But the more you try to control, the more resistance you create. Patience, on the other hand, is an act of surrender. It's about releasing the need to control every detail and trusting that the universe is orchestrating everything in the most perfect way. This surrender doesn't mean giving up on your desires, but rather allowing them to unfold naturally. It's about co-creating with the universe, rather than trying to force things into being. Patience also strengthens your faith. It is easy to have faith when things are going well and your desires are manifesting quickly. But true faith is tested in the waiting periods when there is no evidence yet of your desire in the physical world. Patience is the bridge between faith and manifestation. It is the quiet, steady assurance that everything is working out for your highest good, even when you can't see it. Patience teaches you to hold your vision, even in the face of delay or uncertainty, and to trust that the universe is always working in your favor. Patience is about timing. Every desire you have has its own perfect time to come into being. Just as fruit ripens at its own pace, so too do your dreams and goals. Patience is what allows you to enjoy the process, to grow into the person capable of receiving your desires, and to trust that everything is unfolding in perfect harmony. Letting go of resistance is an essential practice in the process of manifesting your desires and achieving personal growth. Resistance is the inner tension, doubt, and fear that arise when you try to force things to happen or when you cling too tightly to a particular outcome. It is the mental and emotional barrier that stands between you and the effortless flow of life. By holding on to resistance, you create unnecessary struggle and block the very things you are trying to attract. Letting go of resistance is about surrendering control, trusting the process, and allowing life to unfold naturally. At its core, resistance is rooted in the fear that things won't go the way you want them to, or that you won't get what you desire. This fear often manifests as doubt, anxiety, or impatience, causing you to try to control every aspect of your life. But the more you resist, the more you push away the very thing you are trying to attract. Think of it like trying to hold onto water with a clenched fist. The tighter you grip, the more it slips through your fingers. Letting go of resistance is like opening your hand and allowing the water to flow naturally. When you stop trying to control every outcome, you create space for the universe to bring you what you desire in the best possible way. Resistance can take many forms, and it often operates on a subconscious level. You may not even realize that you are resisting, but it can show up as feelings of frustration, anger, or hopelessness when things don't seem to be going your way. Resistance can also manifest as self-doubt, where you question whether you are truly deserving or capable of receiving what you want. In these moments, it's important to recognize that resistance is not a reflection of reality, but a product of your own inner fears and limiting beliefs. By acknowledging these feelings, you can begin the process of releasing them. One of the most effective ways to let go of resistance is to shift your focus from trying to control the outcome to trusting the process. This requires a deep level of faith, not blind faith, but the kind of faith that comes from knowing that the universe is always working in your favor, even when you can't see the evidence yet. When you trust that everything is unfolding as it should, you stop trying to force things into being. You relax into the flow of life, knowing that your desires are already on their way to you. This shift in mindset allows you to release the tension and anxiety that come with resistance and to open yourself up to receiving with ease. Letting go of resistance also means letting go of attachment to specific outcomes. Often, resistance arises when we become overly attached to one particular way that our desires must manifest. We set rigid expectations for how things should unfold, and when life doesn't go according to plan, we feel frustrated or disappointed. But attachment is a form of resistance because it limits the infinite possibilities that the universe can bring into your life. When you let go of attachment, you allow yourself to be open to whatever is for your highest good, even if it looks different from what you originally imagined. A key aspect of releasing resistance is learning to be present in the moment. Resistance often stems from a desire to escape the present because it doesn't match your expectations or desires. You may feel stuck in the gap between where you are and where you want to be, which creates a sense of discomfort and resistance. However, when you fully embrace the present moment, you stop resisting what is and start aligning with what can be. The present moment is where all your power resides, and by being fully present, you open yourself up to the flow of life. This is where opportunities, insights, and guidance can come to you effortlessly, without the need for force or struggle. Another powerful way to let go of resistance is to cultivate a mindset of allowing. Allowing means accepting things as they are without trying to change, fix, or control them. It's about recognizing that everything is exactly as it needs to be in this moment, even if it doesn't match your ideal vision. When you allow things to be as they are, you release the inner struggle that comes with resistance. You stop fighting against reality and instead flow with it. This doesn't mean you give up on your desires or goals, but rather that you trust the timing and the process. You allow life to bring you what you need in the most perfect way. Letting go of resistance also involves releasing old patterns of thought and behavior that no longer serve you. Many people carry subconscious beliefs and habits that create resistance in their lives. For example, you might have a belief that success only comes through hard work and struggle, which creates resistance when things start to flow easily. Or you might hold on to past hurts and disappointments, which block you from fully embracing new opportunities. To let go of resistance, you must be willing to let go of these old patterns and beliefs. This requires self-awareness and a willingness to do the inner work of healing and transformation. One practical way to release resistance is through relaxation and self-care. When you are tense, stressed, or overwhelmed, resistance naturally increases because your mind and body are in a state of contraction. By practicing relaxation techniques such as deep breathing, meditation, or mindfulness, you can release this tension and allow yourself to relax into the flow of life. When you are relaxed, you are more receptive to the guidance and opportunities that the universe is sending your way. Self-care also plays a crucial role in letting go of resistance, because it reminds you that you are worthy of receiving good things without having to struggle or force them into being. Letting go of resistance also requires patience. Sometimes resistance arises because we are impatient for our desires to manifest. We want things to happen on our timeline, And when they don't, we become frustrated and start to resist the process. But patience is the antidote to resistance. When you practice patience, you trust that everything is unfolding in its own perfect timing. You stop trying to rush the process and instead allow things to come to you naturally. This patience creates a space of ease and flow, where resistance can no longer thrive. Letting go of resistance is about embracing the unknown. Resistance often comes from a fear of the unknown or a desire for certainty. We want to know exactly how things will turn out, and when we don't, we feel anxious or resistant. But life is inherently uncertain, and the more you try to control it, the more resistance you create. Letting go of resistance means embracing the mystery of life and trusting that the universe has a plan far greater than anything you could imagine. It's about being open to surprises, detours, and unexpected blessings, knowing that they are all part of your journey toward what you truly desire. Believing in the unseen is the cornerstone of manifestation and the law of attraction. It's the ability to hold faith in the things that your physical senses cannot yet perceive, but that you know, deep down, are on their way to you. The unseen is the realm of infinite potential, where all possibilities exist. In order to manifest your desires, you must cultivate the ability to trust in what you cannot yet see with your eyes. This practice requires faith, imagination, and a deep connection to your inner knowing, for it is in the unseen that all creation begins. The unseen is the realm of thought, energy, and vibration. Everything that has ever been created first existed in the unseen. Before a building is constructed, it begins as an idea in the architect's mind. Before a piece of music is performed, it exists as a melody in the composer's imagination. The same is true for your desires. Before they manifest into physical form, they exist in the unseen realm of your thoughts, intentions, and beliefs. When you understand this, you begin to realize that what you desire already exists in the unseen and is making its way to you. Believing in the unseen is about trusting that the process of creation is underway, even when there is no physical evidence yet. To believe in the unseen requires a shift in perception. Most people are conditioned to believe only in what they can see, hear, touch, taste, or smell. But the unseen operates beyond the physical senses. It is the invisible force that shapes and directs all things. Just because you cannot see something with your eyes does not mean it does not exist. Take gravity, for example. You cannot see it, but its effects are undeniable. In the same way, the unseen forces of the universe, such as energy and vibration, are constantly at work, bringing your desires closer to you. When you believe in the unseen, you align yourself with these forces and allow them to work in your favor. One of the most powerful tools for cultivating belief in the unseen is your imagination. Your imagination is the bridge between the physical and non-physical worlds. It allows you to see and experience things that are not yet visible in your current reality. When you use your imagination to visualize your desires as if they are already real, you tap into the unseen realm and begin to bring those desires into physical form. This is why visualization is such a powerful manifestation technique. It allows you to see and feel what is not yet visible, creating a sense of certainty and belief in the unseen. Another key aspect of believing in the unseen is letting go of doubt. Doubt is the enemy of belief, because it focuses on what is lacking or what hasn't yet happened. When you doubt, you disconnect from the unseen realm and begin to rely solely on your physical senses, which can only show you what already exists. But belief goes beyond what is already here. It is the knowing that what you desire is on its way, even if there is no evidence yet. To truly believe in the unseen, you must release doubt and trust in the process of creation. This trust allows you to stay aligned with the unseen forces that are working behind the scenes to bring your desires into reality. Believing in the unseen also involves tuning into your inner guidance. Your intuition or inner knowing is a powerful tool that connects you to the unseen. It is the voice of your higher self, guiding you toward the path that will lead to your desires. While the physical world may offer distractions and detours, your inner guidance is always aligned with the truth of the unseen. When you trust your intuition, even when it defies logic or reason, you are tapping into the unseen realm and aligning yourself with the forces that are orchestrating your desires. One of the greatest challenges of believing in the unseen is the need for patience. The unseen operates on its own timeline, and often there is a period of gestation before your desires manifest into physical form. During this time, it can be tempting to lose faith or to become impatient when you don't see immediate results. But just as a seed must be planted, watered, and nurtured before it sprouts, your desires must go through a process of unfolding in the unseen before they appear in your life. Believing in the unseen means trusting that everything is happening in divine timing, and that your desires will come to you when the time is right. The unseen also requires you to trust in the bigger picture. Sometimes, what you desire may not manifest in the exact way or at the exact time you expect, but this does not mean that the unseen is not working in your favor. Often the universe has a plan that is far greater than what you can see with your limited perspective. When you believe in the unseen, you trust that the universe knows what is best for you, and that it is always guiding you toward your highest good. This belief allows you to release control and surrender to the flow of life, knowing that everything is unfolding perfectly. Another important aspect of believing in the unseen is aligning your energy with your desires. Everything in the universe is made of energy, and like attracts like. If you are constantly focused on what you don't have or what is missing, you are sending out a vibration of lack, which will only attract more lack into your life. But when you believe in the unseen, you focus on the feeling of already having what you desire, even if it has not yet appeared in your physical reality. This shift in focus changes your energy and aligns you with the vibration of your desires, making it easier for them to manifest into your life. To believe in the unseen, you must also cultivate a mindset of expectancy. Expectancy is the knowing that what you desire is not only possible but inevitable. When you expect something to happen, you are not surprised when it does. You are prepared for it, because you knew it was coming all along. This is the kind of belief that moves mountains. When you expect your desires to manifest, you remove any resistance or doubt that might block them from coming to you. You move through life with confidence and certainty, knowing that the unseen forces of the universe are working on your behalf. In the process of believing in the unseen, you may encounter obstacles or challenges that test your faith. These challenges are not meant to discourage you, but to strengthen your belief. They provide an opportunity to deepen your trust in the unseen and to prove to yourself that your desires are real, even when they have not yet manifested. Every time you face a challenge and continue to believe in the unseen, you strengthen your connection to the creative forces of the universe. You build an unshakable belief that nothing can stand in the way of your desires, no matter how impossible they may seem. Believing in the unseen is about embracing the journey. It's about understanding that the process of manifestation is not just about getting what you want, but about becoming the person who is capable of receiving and sustaining your desires. Focusing on feeling fulfilled is one of the most profound ways to align yourself with your desires and bring them into manifestation. It involves a deep understanding that fulfillment is not something that comes from external circumstances, but is cultivated from within. By learning to feel fulfilled in the present moment, regardless of what is happening in your external world, you send a powerful signal to the universe that you are already in alignment with what you seek. This feeling of fulfillment creates a vibrational match between you and your desires, allowing them to manifest more easily and quickly. At the heart of focusing on fulfillment is the realization that the source of everything you want, whether it's love, success, happiness, or abundance, already exists within you. Most people believe that they will only feel fulfilled once they achieve a certain goal or acquire something external, such as a relationship, job, or material possession. However, this approach is backward. True fulfillment begins with an internal shift in perception. When you tap into the feeling of fulfillment right now, without waiting for something external to change, you align yourself with the energy of abundance, joy, and contentment. This shift in energy is what magnetizes your desires to you. The practice of feeling fulfilled starts with gratitude. Gratitude is the key to recognizing the abundance that already exists in your life. When you focus on what you have, rather than what you lack, you cultivate a sense of fulfillment that transcends external circumstances. By appreciating even the smallest things in your life, You shift your energy from a state of lack to a state of abundance. Gratitude opens the door to fulfillment because it directs your attention to the present moment and helps you realize that there is always something to be thankful for, no matter what or what situation you find yourself in. This sense of gratitude amplifies the feeling of fulfillment, creating a powerful resonance with your desires. Another essential aspect of focusing on fulfillment is the practice of self-love. Fulfillment comes from within, and one of the greatest ways to cultivate it is by nurturing a deep sense of love and acceptance for yourself. Often people believe that their sense of worth and fulfillment is dependent on external validation or the approval of others. However, true fulfillment arises when you recognize that you are already enough, exactly as you are. By practicing self-love and self-acceptance, you begin to feel fulfilled in your own being, independent of external circumstances. This inner fulfillment not only brings you peace and contentment in the present moment, but also aligns you with the energy of your desires. To focus on feeling fulfilled, you must also release the need for perfection or the belief that things must be a certain way before you can feel satisfied. Often people place conditions on their fulfillment, believing that they can only be happy or content once they have achieved a specific goal or outcome. This conditional way of thinking creates a sense of lack because it implies that fulfillment is something outside of yourself, something to be attained in the future. Instead, by focusing on feeling fulfilled now, exactly as things are, you remove those conditions and allow yourself to experience the joy, peace, and satisfaction that is available to you in this moment. Visualization is another powerful tool in cultivating the feeling of fulfillment. When you visualize your desires as if they have already manifested, you engage your imagination and emotions in a way that allows you to experience the fulfillment of those desires in the present moment. By closing your eyes and vividly imagining yourself living the life you desire, you evoke the feelings of joy, excitement, and contentment that come with that vision. The key to effective visualization is not just to see the images in your mind, but to truly feel the emotions associated with having what you want. These feelings of fulfillment send a powerful message to the universe that you are already in alignment with your desires, making it easier for them to come into your life. Focusing on feeling fulfilled also means letting go of attachment to outcomes. When you are overly attached to a specific result or outcome, you create resistance because your focus is on the lack of that outcome in the present. This attachment can create feelings of frustration, impatience, and dissatisfaction, which are the opposite of fulfillment. Instead, when you let go of attachment and trust that everything is unfolding in perfect timing, you create space for fulfillment in the now. You release the need for things to be different and allow yourself to feel content with where you are, knowing that everything you desire is already on its way. Another way to cultivate the feeling of fulfillment is through mindfulness and being fully present in the moment. Often the mind is caught up in thoughts of the past or worries about the future, which creates a sense of disconnection from the present. However, true fulfillment can only be experienced in the here and now. By practicing mindfulness and bringing your attention to the present moment, you connect with the joy, peace, and fulfillment that is always available to you. Mindfulness helps you appreciate the simple pleasures of life and reminds you that fulfillment is not something you need to chase, it is something you can experience right now. In addition to mindfulness, engaging in activities that bring you joy and fulfillment is essential for cultivating the feeling of inner contentment. When you do things that make you happy, whether it's pursuing a hobby, spending time in nature, or connecting with loved ones, you raise your vibration and align with the energy of fulfillment. These activities help you reconnect with your true self and remind you that fulfillment is not dependent on external circumstances. It is a state of being that you can access at any time. By prioritizing joy and doing more of what makes you feel alive, you naturally attract more experiences that bring fulfillment into your life. Focusing on feeling fulfilled also involves trusting that you are exactly where you need to be on your journey. Sometimes it can be tempting to compare yourself to others or to feel like you are behind in life. However, these comparisons only create feelings of lack and dissatisfaction. When you trust that your path is unique and that everything is unfolding perfectly for you, you allow yourself to feel fulfilled in the present. You recognize that there is no rush or competition, and that your journey is unfolding in divine timing. This trust in your own path allows you to experience fulfillment in each step, knowing that every moment is bringing you closer to your desires. Focusing on fulfillment is about embodying the energy of your higher self. Your higher self is the part of you that is always in alignment with fulfillment, abundance, and joy. When you connect with this aspect of yourself, you tap into an unlimited source of fulfillment that is not dependent on external circumstances. By aligning with your higher self, you experience a sense of peace and contentment that transcends the ups and downs of life. You realize that fulfillment is not something that comes and goes. It is a constant state of being that you can access whenever you choose. Focusing on feeling fulfilled is a powerful practice that shifts your energy and aligns you with your desires. Everything has its season, and understanding this principle is key to navigating the unfolding of your desires. Life operates in cycles, much like nature, where everything blooms in its own time. Just as flowers emerge in spring, after the stillness of winter, your desires and goals also have their seasons of gestation, growth, and fruition. This awareness invites patience and acceptance, helping you align with the natural rhythm of life rather than resist it. When you begin to see your desires as seeds planted in the fertile soil of your imagination, you recognize that they require time to develop, and that rushing or forcing them can hinder the process rather than accelerate it. The concept of seasons in life mirrors the flow of energy, where moments of action and growth are balanced with moments of stillness and reflection. Each season has its purpose, and none can be skipped or rushed. For example, the winter season in nature may seem barren and cold, but beneath the surface there is preparation and restoration happening. This is similar to the seasons of your life, when outward progress seems slow, and you may feel as though nothing is happening. Yet in these moments of stillness, powerful inner shifts are occurring. Your subconscious mind is aligning with your desires, preparing the way for their eventual manifestation. Just because you cannot see the progress outwardly does not mean that nothing is happening. Everything is moving forward in perfect timing. Embracing the idea that everything has its season also means understanding that the right conditions are required for growth and manifestation. In nature, a seed will only sprout when it has the necessary sunlight, water, and nutrients. Likewise, your desires will come to fruition when the conditions in your life are perfectly aligned. Often, this alignment requires inner work, changing your mindset, beliefs, or habits to become a match for what you seek. Sometimes this inner preparation takes time, but that time is never wasted. It's part of the process of becoming the person who can receive and sustain the manifestation of your desires. The waiting period is an opportunity for growth, learning, and refinement. This understanding helps you trust in the timing of your life. When you grasp that everything has its season, you stop comparing your journey to others and instead focus on your own unique path. Just as different plants bloom at different times, so too will your manifestations arrive in their own season. You may observe others achieving their goals or manifesting their desires, and it can be tempting to feel as though you are behind or missing out. But comparison is futile, because your journey is uniquely yours, and your timing is different from anyone else's. The season for someone else's success may be now, while your season is still in the gestation phase, preparing you for something even greater. It's also important to recognize that not every season is about outward action or visible progress. Some seasons in life are about introspection, healing, and clearing away what no longer serves you. Just as autumn is a time of shedding leaves and preparing for the cold of winter, there may be seasons in your life where you are letting go of old patterns, relationships, or beliefs. This shedding is crucial for new growth to occur. It creates space for the new to emerge when the time is right. Though it may feel uncomfortable or uncertain, this season of release is just as important as the season of growth. When you embrace that everything has its season, you also understand the importance of divine timing. Often people want their desires to manifest immediately, but they overlook the fact that timing is everything. If something comes too soon, before you are truly ready to receive it, it may not bring the joy or fulfillment you expect. Just as you wouldn't want to harvest fruit before it is ripe, you don't want to manifest your desires before the conditions are ideal. Trusting the timing of your life means knowing that when you are ready mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, what you desire will come to you. And it will come at the perfect moment, not a second too late or too soon. Furthermore, acknowledging that everything has its season allows you to release the need for control. So often people try to force things to happen on their timeline, pushing against the natural flow of life. However, this need for control creates resistance and can actually delay the manifestation of your desires. When you understand that everything unfolds in its own time, you can relax into the process, knowing that you don't have to micromanage every detail. Your job is not to figure out the how or the when, but to stay aligned with your desires, trust the process, and let the universe handle the details. The seasons also teach us the importance of perseverance. In nature, plants do not give up during the winter months. They lie dormant, waiting for the right conditions to bloom again. In the same way, there will be seasons in your life when progress seems slow, or you face obstacles and setbacks. These moments are not a sign that your desires will never manifest, but rather an indication that it's not the right time yet. Perseverance through these periods of dormancy is crucial. Just as the spring always follows winter, your season of growth and manifestation will come if you continue to nurture your desires and stay in alignment with them. Understanding the seasons of life can help you cultivate a deeper sense of gratitude. When you recognize that each season serves a purpose, you begin to appreciate even the challenging or slow periods. Instead of viewing these times as setbacks, you see them as opportunities for growth and preparation. Gratitude for each season, whether it's a season of abundance or a season of waiting, keeps your energy high and helps you stay in alignment with your desires. Gratitude signals to the universe that you are ready to receive, and it accelerates the process of manifestation. These seasons also bring a sense of balance and flow to life. Just as nature operates in cycles of day and night, growth and rest, your life also follows a similar rhythm. There will be times when you are called to take action and move forward with determination, and there will be times when you are called to rest, reflect, and simply be. Both are equally important. Action without rest leads to burnout, while rest without action leads to stagnation. By honoring the seasons of your life, you maintain balance and flow, ensuring that you are always in the right place at the right time. The idea that everything has its season encourages you to trust in the unfolding of your desires without anxiety or doubt. When you plant a seed, you don't dig it up every day to check. If it's growing, you trust that it will sprout when the conditions are right. In the same way, you must trust that your desires are on their way to you, even if you can't see immediate evidence. This trust allows you to stay in a state of ease and flow, rather than falling into worry or frustration. When you trust that everything has its season, you create a space of openness and receptivity, allowing your desires to manifest in the most beautiful and effortless way. Surrendering to the flow of life is a profound act of trust and faith. It means releasing the need to control every detail, letting go of rigid expectations, and allowing the natural rhythm of the universe to guide your experiences. This surrender does not signify giving up, or being passive rather. It is about recognizing that life is an intricate dance of energy, timing, and opportunity. When you surrender to the flow, you align yourself with a higher intelligence, one that is always working in your favor, even if you cannot always see how. The act of surrender allows life to unfold in ways that are often far more fulfilling and magical than anything you could have planned or orchestrated on your own. Life, in its essence, is constantly moving, changing, and evolving. When you try to resist this natural flow, whether by clinging to the past, trying to force outcomes, or fighting against current circumstances, you create tension and struggle within yourself. This resistance blocks the very things you desire from coming into your life. It's as if you are swimming upstream, exhausting yourself, and yet making little progress. In contrast, surrendering to the flow is like turning around and swimming with the current, letting the river of life carry you to where you need to be. It requires trust in yourself, in the process, and in the timing of your life. One of the reasons surrender is so powerful is because it removes the need for constant overthinking and overplanning. Many people believe that in order to achieve their goals or manifest their desires, they must micromanage every step, worry about every possible outcome, and push endlessly for things to happen on their schedule. However, this constant striving often leads to burnout and frustration. When you surrender, you allow yourself to rest in the knowing that the universe is handling the details. You focus on aligning your energy, emotions, and intentions, knowing that the right opportunities will present themselves at the right time. This doesn't mean you stop taking action, it means you take inspired action, guided by intuition rather than fear or control. Surrender also invites you to be fully present in the moment, rather than constantly worrying about the future or dwelling on the past. When you are caught up in trying to control outcomes, your mind is often racing ahead, trying to figure out how things will unfold. This takes you out of the present moment, where true power and creativity exist. By surrendering, you allow yourself to be fully engaged with life as it is happening. You start to notice the subtle signs, synchronicities, and opportunities that are guiding you toward your desires. When you are present, you can respond to life with clarity and grace, rather than reacting out of fear or frustration. Another aspect of surrendering to the flow of life is letting go of attachments to specific outcomes. Often people become fixated on a particular result, believing that only one specific outcome will bring them happiness or fulfillment. However, this narrow focus can limit the possibilities that the universe has in store for you. When you surrender, you open yourself up to a wider range of potential outcomes, some of which may be even better than what you originally imagined. You trust that life knows what is best for you, and that it will bring you what you need at the right time. This openness allows you to receive the blessings and opportunities that are aligned with your highest good, even if they come in unexpected forms. Surrendering to the flow of life also involves letting go of resistance to the present moment. Sometimes people resist what is happening in their lives because it doesn't align with their expectations or desires. They may feel frustrated, disappointed, or anxious about their current circumstances, believing that things should be different. However, resistance only creates more tension and blocks the flow of energy. When you surrender to what is, you accept the present moment as it is without trying to change it. This doesn't mean you have to like or agree with everything that is happening, but it does mean that you stop fighting against reality. Acceptance creates a space of peace and allows you to move forward with greater clarity and ease. A key element of surrender is trusting in the timing of your life. Many people struggle with impatience, wanting their desires to manifest immediately. They may become frustrated when things don't happen as quickly as they would like, and this impatience creates resistance. However, surrendering means trusting that everything is unfolding exactly as it should, even if it doesn't happen on your timeline. You recognize that the universe operates on a different time scale, one that is often beyond human comprehension. What seems like a delay may actually be the perfect preparation for something greater. By trusting in divine timing, you release the need to rush or force outcomes, knowing that everything will happen at the right moment. Surrendering to the flow of life also involves releasing control over how your desires will manifest. Many people have a specific idea of how they want things to unfold, and they become attached to that plan. However, the universe often has a different and better way of bringing your desires to you. When you surrender, you let go of the need to know exactly how things will happen. You trust that the universe has a plan and that it is working behind the scenes to bring everything together in perfect harmony. This doesn't mean you stop taking action, but rather that you remain open to the many ways in which your desires can come to fruition. You may be surprised at how effortlessly things fall into place when you release control and allow the universe to do its work. Surrender is also an act of self-compassion. It is about acknowledging that you don't have to have all the answers or figure everything out on your own. You are not alone in this journey. There is a greater intelligence that is guiding and supporting you at every step. By surrendering, you allow yourself to be held by this intelligence, trusting that it knows what is best for you. This trust allows you to relax and let go of the pressure to control every aspect of your life. You recognize that you are co-creating with the universe, and that your role is to align with your desires, take inspired action, and then allow the flow of life to carry you toward your goals. Surrendering to the flow of life also invites a deeper connection to your intuition. When you are trying to control everything, your mind is often cluttered with worries, fears, and overthinking. This noise drowns out the quiet voice of your intuition, making it difficult to hear your inner guidance. However, when you surrender, you quiet the mind and open yourself up to the wisdom that is always available within you. Your intuition is like a compass, guiding you along your path. It doesn't always give you the full picture, but it provides you with the next step. By following your intuition and surrendering to the flow, you allow yourself to be guided toward the experiences, people, and opportunities that are aligned with your highest good. Surrendering to the flow of life brings a sense of peace and freedom. When you let go of the need to control, you free yourself from the burden of worry and stress. You no longer feel the need to force things to happen or figure everything out on your own. Instead, you relax into the knowing that life is supporting you and that everything is unfolding in perfect order. This peace allows you to move through life with greater ease, joy, and confidence, knowing that you are always being guided toward your highest good. Surrendering to the flow doesn't mean giving up your dreams. It means trusting that life is taking you exactly where you need to go. Your belief shapes reality in ways that are both subtle and profound. At its core, this idea rests on the principle that what you believe to be true becomes the foundation for how you perceive and experience the world. Everything you encounter, your relationships, career, health, and even your day-to-day circumstances, is deeply influenced by the beliefs you hold. Whether consciously or subconsciously, your beliefs act as filters that shape your perception of reality, defining what you consider possible and what you deem out of reach. The key to harnessing this power lies in understanding that your beliefs are not fixed or set in stone. They are malleable, capable of being reshaped to align with the outcomes you desire. These beliefs operate like the blueprint of your life. They are the unseen forces guiding your thoughts, emotions, and actions. For example, if you hold the belief that you are unworthy of success, your mind will filter your experiences through that lens, seeking out evidence to confirm it. You may unknowingly sabotage opportunities or downplay your achievements, reinforcing that narrative of unworthiness. On the other hand, if you believe that you are capable and deserving of success, your mind will seek out opportunities to validate that belief. You will approach challenges with confidence, persevere through setbacks, and open yourself to possibilities that align with your sense of worth. In this way, your beliefs are self-fulfilling prophecies, constantly reinforcing themselves through the feedback loop of your experiences. The process of belief shaping reality begins with your thoughts. Every belief you hold originates from the thoughts you repeatedly think. If you consistently think thoughts of lack or limitation, they solidify into beliefs that reflect those limitations. The more you entertain a thought, the more deeply embedded it becomes in your subconscious mind. Over time, these thoughts evolve into core beliefs, governing how you see the world and your place within it. The good news is that by consciously choosing empowering thoughts, you can begin to shift your beliefs in a way that aligns with the life you desire. It requires awareness and effort, but it is entirely within your control. One of the most powerful aspects of this concept is the understanding that your beliefs don't merely reflect reality, they actively create it. Your beliefs influence the energy you emit, and this energy, in turn, attracts experiences that are in harmony with it. If you believe that life is abundant and full of opportunities, you emit an energy of openness and optimism, which draws similar experiences to you. Conversely, if you believe that life is difficult and full of scarcity, you project an energy of resistance and fear, which attracts more obstacles. This is often referred to as the law of attraction, the idea that like attracts like. Your beliefs set the tone for the energy you carry, and that energy acts as a magnet, pulling experiences, people, and circumstances into your life that mirror your inner state. It's important to note that beliefs are not always formed consciously. Many of the beliefs you hold were shaped during your early years, influenced by your family, culture, and society. These inherited beliefs may not always serve your highest good, yet they continue to operate beneath the surface, subtly shaping your reality. For instance, you may have grown up in an environment where scarcity was a dominant theme, leading you to adopt beliefs of lack and limitation. These beliefs, if left unexamined, can continue to manifest in your adult life, affecting your financial situation, relationships, and sense of self-worth. However, once you become aware of these limiting beliefs, you can choose to release them and replace them with beliefs that align with abundance and possibility. Change in your beliefs requires conscious effort and intention. The first step is to identify the beliefs that are shaping your current reality. Pay attention to the recurring patterns in your life, whether in your relationships, career, or personal growth, and ask yourself what beliefs might be underlying those patterns. For example, if you find that you are constantly struggling with financial issues, you might examine whether you hold a belief that money is hard to come by or that you are undeserving of wealth. Once you identify the limiting belief, you can begin the process of replacing it with a more empowering belief. Affirmations are a powerful tool for reshaping beliefs. By repeating positive, empowering statements that reflect the reality you wish to create, you can begin to override old, limiting beliefs. For instance, if you want to shift a belief of lack into one of abundance, you might use affirmations like "I am worthy of abundance," or "money flows easily and effortlessly into my life." The key is to consistently repeat these affirmations until they become ingrained in your subconscious mind, replacing the old beliefs that no longer serve you. Over time, these new beliefs will shape your reality in ways that reflect abundance, ease, and success. Visualization is another effective method for reshaping beliefs. When you vividly imagine yourself living the reality you desire, you are training your mind to accept that vision as possible and real. Your subconscious mind does not distinguish between real and imagined experiences. It responds to the emotions and images you consistently focus on. By visualizing yourself achieving your goals, living in abundance, or experiencing deep, fulfilling relationships, you are planting the seeds of new beliefs. These visualizations, coupled with the emotional experience of already having what you desire, begin to reprogram your mind to accept these new beliefs as truth. As these new beliefs take root, they will naturally influence your thoughts, actions, and decisions, ultimately shaping your external reality to match your internal vision. Another crucial element in reshaping beliefs is emotional alignment. Your emotions are powerful indicators of the beliefs you hold. When you feel joy, excitement, and passion, you are in alignment with empowering beliefs. When you feel fear, doubt, or frustration, it's a signal that you are operating from a limiting belief. By paying attention to your emotional state, you can become aware of the beliefs that are shaping your experience in the moment. If you notice that you are feeling negative emotions, it's an opportunity to pause and ask yourself what belief is causing that emotion. Once you identify the belief, you can consciously choose to shift your focus to thoughts and beliefs that evoke positive emotions, thereby realigning yourself with the reality you wish to create. One of the most transformative aspects of understanding that your belief shapes reality is the realization that you are not a passive observer of life. You are a co-creator with the universe, actively shaping your experiences through your beliefs, thoughts, and emotions. This awareness empowers you to take responsibility for your life and to intentionally create the reality you desire. You no longer feel at the mercy of external circumstances or limited by the beliefs of others. Instead, you recognize that by changing your internal world, you can change your external reality. This shift in perspective is liberating, as it places the power of creation squarely in your hands. In addition to reshaping individual beliefs, it's important to cultivate a broader belief in the limitless potential of the universe. When you believe that anything is possible, you open yourself up to experiences, opportunities, and manifestations that go beyond your current understanding. This belief in infinite possibility expands your vision of what is achievable and removes the limitations that may have been imposed by past conditioning. When you approach life with a sense of wonder, curiosity, and openness, you attract experiences that reflect that expansive mindset. You begin to see opportunities where others see obstacles, and you trust in the unfolding of life in ways that align with your highest aspirations. Your belief is the foundation upon which your reality is built. It is the driving force behind your thoughts, actions, and decisions, and it determines the quality of your experiences. When you consciously choose beliefs that are aligned with your highest good beliefs of abundance, worthiness, love, and possibility, you begin to create a reality that reflects those truths. The process of reshaping your beliefs may take time and effort, but the rewards are immeasurable. By transforming your beliefs, you transform your life, stepping into a reality that is not only aligned with your desires, but also filled with greater joy, fulfillment, and purpose. Act as if it is already yours is a profound principle that emphasizes the power of embodying your desires in the present moment, even before they manifest in the physical world. This idea encourages you to cultivate a mindset and behavior that reflects your aspirations as if they are already part of your reality. By doing so, you not only align your energy with your desires, but also pave the way for their eventual manifestation. The process involves immersing yourself in the feeling, thoughts, and actions that resonate with having what you want, thereby attracting those very experiences into your life. At its core, this principle is rooted in the understanding that reality is not solely dictated by external circumstances, but is significantly influenced by your internal state. When you act as if your desired outcome is already yours, you shift your energy to match the vibration of that reality. This creates a magnetic pull, drawing experiences, opportunities, and people into your life that align with the frequency of your desires. It's a powerful way of harnessing the law of attraction, where like attracts like, and your internal belief system shapes your external reality. One of the essential components of acting as if is to embody the feelings associated with your desires. Emotions are potent indicators of your vibrational state. When you feel the emotions of having what you want, joy, gratitude, excitement, you resonate with the energy of abundance and possibility. For instance, if your goal is to achieve financial freedom, begin to feel the emotions you would experience if you were already living that reality. Imagine waking up each day without financial worry, feeling a sense of security and peace. Allow those feelings to permeate your being. This emotional alignment signals to the universe that you are ready to receive what you desire, creating a pathway for those experiences to manifest. In addition to embodying the feelings, you must also align your thoughts with your desires. Your thoughts serve as the foundation for your beliefs, which in turn shape your reality. Start by cultivating a mindset that reflects your desired outcome. This might involve replacing limiting beliefs with empowering affirmations that reinforce the idea that what you want is already yours. For example, if you desire a successful career, affirm to yourself, "I am a successful professional, thriving in my chosen field." By consistently thinking and affirming these empowering beliefs, you begin to shift your mental narrative, which aligns your consciousness with the reality you wish to create. The action component of acting as if is equally vital. It's not enough to merely feel and think as though you have what you want. You must also take inspired action that aligns with that reality. This means stepping into the shoes of the person who has already achieved their desires. Consider what actions they would take, what choices they would make, and how they would carry themselves. For instance, if your goal is to be a published author, begin by treating yourself as an author today. Write regularly, invest in your skills, seek feedback, and connect with other writers. By taking these actions, you are signaling to the universe that you are ready for your desires to manifest. Acting as if fosters a sense of confidence and self-assuredness. When you embrace the energy of already having what you want, you naturally project confidence, which influences how others perceive and respond to you. Confidence is magnetic. It attracts opportunities, connections, and resources that can help you achieve your goals. When you approach life with the belief that you are worthy of success and fulfillment, you open yourself up to a world of possibilities that may have previously felt out of reach. Your demeanor, interactions, and choices reflect this newfound confidence, creating a positive feedback loop that further propels you toward your desires. Another critical aspect of this principle is the practice of gratitude. Expressing gratitude for what you desire as if you already have it cultivates a mindset of abundance. Gratitude is a powerful emotion that raises your vibrational frequency and shifts your focus from what is lacking to what is already present, even in a potential form. Create a gratitude practice where you regularly acknowledge the blessings in your life, while also expressing gratitude for your desires, as if they are already part of your reality. For example, keep a gratitude journal where you write down things you are grateful for and include statements like, "I am grateful for the financial abundance that flows effortlessly into my life." This reinforces the belief that your desires are not only possible but already on their way to you. It's essential to understand that acting as if is not about deception or denying your current reality. Instead, it is about shifting your perspective and energy to align with what you want. It requires you to move beyond the limitations of your current circumstances and embrace a mindset of possibility. While there may be challenges or setbacks along the way, maintaining the attitude of acting as if will help you navigate those obstacles with resilience. Instead of viewing difficulties as roadblocks, see them as stepping stones that guide you closer to your desired outcome. This shift in perspective empowers you to take proactive steps toward your goals, rather than feeling defeated by external circumstances. The practice of acting as it encourages you to create an environment that supports your desires. Surround yourself with people, resources, and experiences that resonate with the reality you wish to create. This might involve engaging with communities of like-minded individuals, seeking mentorship from those who have achieved what you aspire to, or curating your physical space to reflect your desired outcome. For instance, if you aim to live in a beautiful, serene home, begin to declutter and organize your space to align with that vision. Create a home environment that feels abundant, peaceful, and welcoming. By taking these steps, you reinforce your commitment to your desires and signal to the universe that you are serious about manifesting them. Another powerful dimension of acting as if is the element of faith. Faith is the unwavering belief that your desires are already on their way to you, even if you cannot see them manifesting in your current reality. This faith acts as a stabilizing force, allowing you to remain grounded and positive amid uncertainty. When doubts or fears arise, return to the practice of acting as if. Remind yourself that the energy you are cultivating through your thoughts, feelings, and actions is creating the conditions for your desires to manifest. By nurturing this faith, you reinforce your commitment to your dreams, making it easier to navigate the ups and downs of the manifestation journey. Remember that the journey of acting as if is a continuous practice. It requires patience, consistency, and a willingness to embrace the process of growth and transformation. Celebrate the small victories along the way, acknowledging the progress you make in embodying your desires. Recognize that each step you take in acting as if brings you closer to the reality you seek. The more you commit to this practice, the more you will notice the subtle shifts in your thoughts, emotions, and experiences that reflect your alignment with your desires. Acting as if it is already yours is a powerful principle that enables you to align your energy, thoughts, and actions with your desires. By embodying the feelings of already having what you want, nurturing empowering beliefs, taking inspired action, and expressing gratitude, you create a magnetic pull that attracts your aspirations into your life. This practice not only transforms your external reality, but also empowers you to live with confidence, purpose, and a profound sense of possibility. As you engage with this principle, remember that the journey is just as important as the destination, and each moment spent acting as it brings you closer to the life you envision. In conclusion, embracing the principle of acting as if it is already yours is a transformative journey that empowers you to shape your reality in profound ways. By aligning your thoughts, emotions, and actions with the essence of your desires, you become a magnet for the experiences you seek. This process is not merely about wishful thinking. It requires a deep commitment to embodying the feelings of fulfillment, gratitude, and confidence that accompany the attainment of your goals. As you cultivate this mindset, you will notice the subtle shifts in your life opportunities that arise, connections that deepen, and circumstances that align with your aspirations. Each step taken in this practice is a declaration to the universe that you are ready to receive your desires, and with unwavering faith, you set the stage for their manifestation. Remember, the journey of acting as if is ongoing, filled with growth, learning, and discovery. Celebrate each moment of progress, and approach challenges as stepping stones that lead you closer to your dreams. Trust in the timing of your desires, knowing that they are on their way to you. and remain open to the magic of life unfolding in ways that may exceed your expectations. By embodying the essence of what you wish to create, you not only transform your reality, but also inspire those around you to do the same. As you step into the power of this principle, may you always act as if it is already yours, for in doing so, you unlock the limitless potential within yourself and invite the life you truly desire.